Hello everyone and welcome back to Dishonored. We are starting the Brigmore Witches today. Last time we completed the Knife of Dunwall with the low chaos option. So we witnessed Billy Lurk's attempted betrayal and regret, in a sense, that she wasn't able to complete her mission. She'd misjudged us, and we spared her and gave her her life. But that still leaves the plot thread of Delilah. So we've got to go take on the Brigmore Witches. Start a new game. Oh, and this is very cool. A save game of the Knife of Dunwall has been found. You can use your progression in the Brigmore Witches. You will retrieve your equipment and powers. So there's carryover for equipment and powers as well. That's awesome. We will continue our progression of low chaos. That's really awesome that you can carry that right in, which does make sense considering the choices that you've made. I wonder if Dishonored 2 will have a similar thing, which is actually going to be quite curious. I don't know if it would, but if it does, it's going to be a little bit complicated because we're going to play Dishonored 2 on PC, but I did my original run through the base game on my Xbox, and then we're planning to potentially do a high chaos run on PC in this game. So if there's save files that carry over, it might consider my high chaos run to be the definitive run, which will be interesting to say the least. I don't know if save files carry over, but that does trigger this thought process of if it's going to take those choices into account. But see how we go. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Interestingly enough, you can play the Brigmore Witches on Master Assassin. That was locked for Knife of Dunwall, which is quite curious. I wonder if it's just like one-hit kills. If an enemy shoots you, you like die immediately. That'd be so interesting. Very realistic. We are starting off in Dowd's hideout, where we left off in the previous DLC. You've been ill at ease ever since you assassinated Empress Jessamine Coldwin and aided in the abduction of her daughter Emily.
He knew. The black-eyed bastard knew that when my blade stilled the Empress's heart and delivered her daughter to the Lord Regent's men, everything would fall to pieces. He watched me do it anyway. And now the world's gone mad. Plague grinds the city down. Corruption rots. A mad killer roams the streets by night, seeking revenge. The overseers have stormed my hideout in the flooded district. And I'm in a strange duel with a mad witch named Delilah for the fate of the Empire. I'd say I was being punished, but I know that the world doesn't punish wicked people. We make our choices and take what comes. And the rest is void. I can't say I wasn't warned.
Okay, cool little shot there, seeing the Pendleton twins in that carriage waiting for the delivery. Oh, it's Dowd doing his autograph.
The men are recovering well from the attack, but they don't understand the danger they're in. My mother warned me never to make an enemy of a witch.
Ooh. Wait, is this Corvo? Oh shit.
Here to settle our debt. You understand, I won't make this easy for you.
I love that he's redoing this in his dreams because we're in. Oh my god! Holy shit! I love that we're doing this in dreams. Shit is floating, so we're clearly in the void right now. All I have is a wrist bow and my blink. Can I stop time on him? No! I can't overpower him. Oh, God. Where are you, Corvo? This is such an interesting way to start it. Actually, you know what? It doesn't look... It doesn't look very dreamy out there. Oh, it's so wild to see it from the other side. Oh! Yep, there we go. We wake up. Damn.
What is it?
Thomas has returned with the information you requested. He's waiting for you below.
I'm excited for my high chaos run. Corrupted charm. Corrupted bone charms are powerful bone charms that come with a cost. Locate them like normal bone charms by listening for the song they emit or with the Void Gaze power. Okay, we have corrupted charms. Yeah, I'm very excited to run high chaos because all of the actual fights that we'll be able to see take place and the executions are very satisfying. So we still have all of our previous ones. What was the corrupted one? Okay, the Shivering Silhouette. Enemies have a high chance to miss ranged attacks, but we're also more visible to them. Interesting. Well, I'm going to chuck those on. And we don't have... Oh shit, hang on. Huh. We don't keep our runes, and this is actually a problem. So, in the Knife of Dunwall, right, I picked up the 2 runes from the end of that DLC, and I didn't actually upgrade a power with those runes. I left them alone, because I was like, oh, it's the end of the DLC, right? And I wasn't thinking about that. And now that our equipment and powers continue, those 2 runes that we found have essentially gone I may as well not have even picked them up. And I could have bought pull. That's interesting. That's all right. We'll just have to pick up the pull ability when we get some runes in this DLC. It's not the end of the world. A note from Billy. Dowd, no need to waste breath with apologies or excuses. You taught me that. All I can say is that as soon as I left Dunwall, my head felt clear, maybe for the first time. You told me once that people like us burn hot, then burn up. We don't get a chance to start over. No long days in the sun. But I know you, Dowd. Despite all the blood on your hands, you've been stashing coin. No one does that if they're not holding on to something. You've got some kind of plan, some hope for a new life. Maybe you knew, maybe you didn't. But that's what you gave me when you let me walk away. The one thing you said wasn't possible, and I will never forget that. When the time comes, and it will, I hope you're watching close so you get that chance too. I left a book for you. The world is big, bigger than I knew. There are lots of places where an old man like you could disappear. Ports of Call. Excerpt from a guide to port cities across the Empire of the Isles. Wonder if he would ever return home. But he had his whole thing about being scared too because of how rotted he is. Potterstead, Bristol, a small town, but the locals are charming and the ale is unmatched. Be certain to visit during the month of winds for their pennant festival. Dunwall, Bristol. Notes on the capital city could fill a dozen such volumes. All delights exist in Dunwall if you've got the coin, and all miseries if you're broke. Unless you're well connected through someone in Dunwall Tower, one of the key families, the City Watch or River Patrol, make sure your permits are in order. Otherwise, you're likely to have your cargo seized by the port authorities for any reason they care to concoct. Call Kenny Morley. While the harbour master here is particular about the kinds of goods you're carrying, the rest of the town is more lax. Be sure to visit the Inn on the Rock for the best mutton stew in all the Isles. Yarrow, Tivia. The cold here will snatch the breath from your lungs, but it is met in equal strength by the civility of its well-mannered citizens. The cosy taverns are kept warm by their famously crafted iron stoves, though the northern food takes some adjustment. Bejeweled aristocrats laugh and drink side by side with weathered, leathery-skinned farmers, clapping one another on the back until the dim hours. It is hard to make a friend here, or to truly understand the worldview of the native-born, but once you do, you'll have a friend for life. Calero, Sokonos. The city is crowded in the warmer months, and for a good reason. You'll find yourself shoulder to shoulder with scantily clad locals and foreigners on holiday, pale skin burned pink by the sun, which somehow seems larger and brighter in Sokonos. The food in Calero is a shining example of Sokonan cuisine, and there is always music, always dancing. Hand-rolled on the steps of tobacco shops, the cigars are of course fresher than the ones you've had shipped to other parts of the empire. Karnaca, Sokonos, the jewel of the south at the edge of the world. The city is bustling with industry after a wave of settlers from Morley and an influx of wealthy trading companies from Dunwall. Everywhere you go in Karnaca, there are new ideas, hybrid forms of music, groundbreaking theories of natural philosophy, and even extravagant delicacies made by mixing ingredients from all the known cultures. The locals work tirelessly for their coin, welcoming the elite from across the Isles. Plenty of places to live, Dowd. Regency and emergency powers. Now, the books in this area are different than they were in the base game now. In a time of political upheaval, there are provisions in place for a staged transfer of power designed with 3 goals in mind. The first is the minimization of incentive for coup. There is no predetermined person or position within the government that is scheduled to take on the mantle of regency during a time of crisis. Instead, a regent is chosen by parliamentary accord. This serves to avoid promoting a path of derelict ascendancy and to discourage those who would scheme for such a turn of events. It is the assumption of our governing documents that such a legislative body will always have the wisdom to see through would-be usurpers. The second is the assurance of stability for the commons during and after the transitional phase. During an interregnum, while a regent rules the land, there are categories of laws and decrees that cannot be altered without a majority vote from Parliament. Thus, daily life for the people will not change dramatically when during the time of the regency, or shift drastically once a proper heir takes up the throne. Third, and perhaps most important, is that a worthy successor is found. In order to rule out hasty action and to maximize stability, there will be no term limit or duration applied to the period of regency. Historically, rash decisions have been greatly contested, resulting in extended political turmoil or outright conflict. When the proper heir is found and the position is filled by someone worthy of the role, all others will fall in and provide their support. Okay. And then we have Cobbled Bits of Bone, excerpt from a journal covering various occult artifacts. They say my mother was a witch, but the truth, as is so often the case, depends on perspective and your place in the world. She relied on poisons made from exotic herbs and the blowfish that live in the reef waters near Pandysia. Her power originated in hallucinogenics delivered through guile or by force to those who crossed her. There was an unusual intensity in her gaze for certain, but it came from within, not from the outsider. It's what happens to anyone pushed to the absolute edge of sanity and survival, who stays there for years, then returns to walk among the sheep in so-called civilized society. My mother was crafty, but if it was anything more than powders, hidden knives, and guile, I never saw it. Like they tell children, some of those truly touched by the black-eyed bastard can move through the space between rooftops like a sparrow. Others command armies of rats or poisonous flies as easy as they wriggle their fingers and toes. The overseers are right to fear us, to warn the common folk to stay near their homes at night and keep their families close. But there are other ways his influence manifests itself. Those who serve me share in somewhat of what I can do, and I suspect it's the same for Delilah Copperspoon's coven. Then there are those who can craft runes and charms. The old woman across town, they call her Granny Rags. She carves and polishes the bones of whales, stringing them together and opening them to the void until they moan like the fever-sick on a cold night. I found a few of her talismans, and with each one I touched, a tiny piece of me departed and settled in with her. What does she gain? A longer life? Some kind of power I don't understand? The making of such things is beyond me. I've known 4 people in my time who carried the mark of the outsider, but I've known dozens more who wanted it, who stood at night in stagnant ponds or begged with the dust blowing through graveyards, people who gutted farm animals or burned the flesh of men, thinking it would call forth the void. I met a dying man once who had collected runes and charms for years. He crushed them all into powder, made a paste and ate them, thinking he could gain whatever magic was in the things. His death was long and painful. I also knew a woman from Karnica who would trade for charms and other bits of whalebone. She cracked them apart and fused them back together, then sold them. I bought one of these corrupted charms that she swore would cause sharp metal to break on my skin, and it worked. But each time it did, one of my teeth turned black and fell out. After the third time, I gave it to one of my men. Now when he smiles, it's all bleeding gums, and I wonder what parts inside him are turning black. Sometimes I ask myself, without these gifts, would I be a man to fear? Would I be called the Knife of Dunwall, with my name whispered through the markets and the alleyways, the high towers and drawing rooms? I'd like to think so, but it really doesn't matter. As long as I bear this mark, I'll use whatever craft I have to force my will on the world. The harder trick is undoing what I've done. So, I believe that's a Dowd written journal right there, talking about all the other marks. The Reclamation of Dunwall, excerpt from a pamphlet published in response to the plague. Dunwall, the siege of power in the known civilized world, the Empire of the Isles. It is our great capital, and it has been brought low by vermin, the very thought galls. We are faced with the reality that our once great city is in a state of shambles, and the few remaining domiciles in any habitable condition are the estates of those wealthy enough to ward themselves against that reality. A city cannot continue to thrive, populated only by the upper class and their cloistered sycophants. Even if the plague were gone tomorrow, in its present state, Dunwall doesn't have enough hardy people of working age to return the city to everyday function. We must find a way to attract more residents, which requires removing the cloud of fear brought about by the current regime. The Lord Regent and his lackeys are bad for business, my friends, so it falls on us. A plague and a tyrant must be overcome, and after that, we must undertake a third miracle, turning the screws on the obscenely wealthy, forcing them to pay back into the place that has given them their privilege. Can I read, please? Privileged lives. It is the powerful and fortunate who must pay for the rebuilding of Dunwall, even if the poorest will bear the stones and timbers of reconstruction on their backs. All this must happen for the dormant machine of commerce to restart. Without that, we are all forfeit, and the greatest city of our age will be lost. Let's take a look downstairs. So we do have our powers, and we don't have all of our equipment yet. And my quick bar has reset itself again, so I'll have to redo this. Why won't you go onto what I want you to be? I want you to be on number 3. Thank you. Stopped working for some reason.
Begging your pardon, Dowd, but I don't think it's safe to leave these overseers holed up in the refinery.
It's a new game now. They know where to find us. We just have to make them afraid to.
Damn, so we're just keeping them locked up. Overseer's saber. Well, there's a lot to pick up in this place. Thomas's journal. Folded to Galvani resin. Collect blueprints to unlock new upgrades and equipment at the start of the next mission. Okay, yeah, because we haven't even started the next mission yet. This is just like the introduction segment. Nice. Oh! I kept my runes! We kept our runes from the Knife of Dunwall. I have 3 now. Why did it even bother to have 0? I guess you needed to have, like, picking up the runes in this scene to get them. Oh, that's so nice. Okay. I don't lose my rune from the previous DLC. So pull and inanimate objects towards you from a distance. Consumable items are used or stored immediately. You can silently disable a security system. That is really useful. Pull living things and bodies towards you from a distance. When enemies are pulled close enough, they are suspended in the air, and they're vulnerable to non-lethal takedowns. That's actually a really interesting one. I like that. Or we could go for the agility increase. Let's get a new power. Let's do pull, which is really cool. And I reckon we'll upgrade. I really wanted to upgrade bend time to slow time, but we'll see. Okay.
Thomas finished his scouting run. When you've talked to him, I'll give you the latest word from inside the prison.
Cool. Oh, we've kept the music boxes. Oh, there's a... Alright. The Whalers we've read. The Isle of Sokonos, I'm fairly sure that we have actually read earlier on. Oh, actually, we might not have read The Whalers, now that I think about it. One gentleman of advanced age swore that his brother had been taken by the Whalers, a notorious gang associated with the man called Dowd. I think the last time I saw the Whalers, I thought it was about, the people that were actually hunting the whales, and then we got the information that Dowd also calls his group the Whalers, and according to Pieter Mansfield, his brother Redolf was proud of working with the Royal Spy Master's Responsible Citizens Group, feeling no shame in reporting on what he perceived as shady dealings by his rivals at the fish markets, but this might have been the source of his trouble. On the 6th evening of the month of Hearths, Radolf came storming into Pieter's home, white-faced and panic-stricken, claiming to have been chased by a group of ruffians wearing the leather suits and vapor masks used by the men working in the whale oil factories. Pieter gave him supper and drink, sending him on his way later in the night, after which Radolf was never seen again.
I found Lizzie Stride. Getting her to lend us her boat will be a bit complicated, however. She's in Coldridge. From what I hear, they've got enough on her to hold her for about 1,000 years.
Coldridge. We can use this. We'll get her out. And Stride will have to pay back the favor. We'll have our transport.
Ready to leave, sir? Or should I wait?
We will stay for now.
At your pleasure.
Yeah.
After Corvo's escape, it's going to be more difficult to break into Coldridge. They've installed arc pylons, and they're blaring Overseer music over the loudspeakers. Our talents will be suppressed until we get inside.
I have other talents.
Cool. A recent journal entry written in a careful hand. Our troubles began with a name, Delilah, a mystery given to Dowd by the face he sees in his dreams and whose voice he hears when kneeling at the shrines, hidden in the lost parts of the city. None of us have ever heard this voice. We know its power. It spoke to our master, telling him of this coming doom and saying that solving this riddle was the only way to escape. We knew nothing of Delilah, except that we found a whaling ship by that name, a tenuous connection, but where the outsider's word is concerned, there are no coincidences. We discovered the ship was named after a woman who once walked the halls of Dunwall Tower with Jessamine Coldwin. Later, she became a painter, an apprentice of Sokolov himself, until she snared an aristocratic patron named Arnold Timsh. We met with Timsh's niece, who offered us information on Delilah in exchange for eliminating her uncle. Removing aristocrats was our specialty, so our master agreed. With barrister Arnold Timsh gone, his niece divulged everything she knew. Delilah was much more than a painter, and she was hiding in the old Brigmore manor outside the city. But by then we were too late. Delilah anticipated our threat. For some time she had been working her corruptive influence on the best of us, the assassin Billy Lurk. Delilah turned Lurk against us, and together they sold us out to the overseers. When we returned to our hideout in the flooded district, we were swarmed by gold masks and hounds. We were not swarmed by hounds. There were no dogs. But Dowd is quick and wise in our trade. In the end, he kept us alive, though there were losses. Now our resources are strained. Some of the men are grumbling. I see the strain on Dowd's face. Killing the Empress, handing over her daughter. Those are not easy burdens to bear. And Lurk's betrayal weighs on him heavily. His sleep is troubled by curses and shouts. Now we make preparations to strike back at Delilah. She is planning something in Brigmore, something that affects everyone in the Isles. She will be expecting us. Like our master, she shares her gifts from the outsider with those who follow her. How many are they, I wonder? I have no secrets from my master. My loyalty is without question. But I fear these may be the last days of the Whalers, perhaps the last days of Dowd. I'm not sure on the exact timeline for the DLC either. Like, I don't know if the Knife of Dunwall and Brigmore Witches take place after the events of the main game and is just going with the storyline that Corvo just like looted Dowd's pouch and left him alive, or whether this all takes place before Corvo gets here to have his encounter, and at the moment Dowd is like dreaming about the event happening, because I thought he might be dreaming about it to like relive like a Corvo encounter, like if he wouldn't have done it non-lethally, but I'm sure I could probably look up to get that information, but I'll find out after. But I'm not entirely sure at present where this is in the timeline, whether it's during or after the main game. I guess the easy way to kind of know about that is whether you'd be reading updates about whether, you know, Emily was Empress or being instilled as such, and I guess with his regrets about Emily being given over to the Pendletons still, we're probably in the events of the main game and she hasn't been, you know, returned to Dunwall yet. I would say that would make the most sense. Because we know that the events of Brigmore are taking place when, like, Corvo is looking at some messages that, like, mention it and stuff. So I guess I've come to the conclusion it's during the events of the main game. Excerpt from a longer banned work on supernatural ritual, the Metaphysica Mysterium. It is said that we should not sully our hands when combating the forces of the void. My studies have been deemed heretical by my brothers, but the rewards have been invaluable. I have harnessed the same energies employed by the outsider and his accursed followers while avoiding their corruption. I will prescribe a twofold method in this text: indirection. As the unwholesome powers of the outsider use living flesh as a conduit, we can avoid being tainted by using the flesh of others instead. Containment. By using channels and barriers, we can focus these void energies in a raw state, shielding them from the perverse perspectives of the outsider. Cool. Alright, I think we can now proceed. We can still have a look around.
Dowd blew up a whole slaughterhouse. Where we get the whale oil. Won't that irritate the Lord Regent?
Indeed. We could turn Dowd in. Split the reward.
I promise to go quietly.
Come on, fellas. Hello? Damn, they don't even respond to that, and they just leave. Jesus. They're not happy that we blew it up, huh?
Corvo's out there, Dowd. It's a matter of time before he shows up here.
He's got the Lord Regent's army to chew through first.
Alright, well, there you go. They've confirmed that this is
Taking prisoners is
pre-Corvo.
the sort of thing I'm talking about.
You don't have to remind me. It's Billy's doing that the Overseers found us. That wasn't Dowd.
Dowd should have caught it. And now witches? He's not the man he was.
Quiet. You're going to get us killed.
Dowd. Ever vigilant, I see. Are we leaving soon to Brigmore?
Interesting times, gentlemen. Overseers in the flooded district. Witches abroad in the city. Traitors in the ranks. I'd be nervous too. Then I'd remember who killed the Empress in Dunwall Tower. And came out untouched.
Damn, fellas. This, everyone's a little bit on edge here, too. The Knife of Dunwall, a survivor's tale, a street pamphlet containing a sensationalized sighting of the assassin Dowd. Gentle reader, be assured that your coin is well spent today. What you read here may one day preserve your life and your sanity. No one has seen the Knife of Dunwall and lived to tell of it until now. The sun was setting, a bloody stain against the sky, silhouetting the charred ribcage of the slaughterhouse. The stench of burned meat, the flesh of men and whales soured the air. Dowd erupted from the ashes and timbers, his body wreathed in flame and rent with injuries that no mortal man could have survived. His shadow stretched out before him on the ground, and it revealed his true nature, a horned thing, warped by heresy. A shape too terrible to put into words, my gentle readers. A sorcerer from the void, without question. I could hear the moans of the dying workers beneath him in the rubble of the slaughterhouse, but he did not even pause to acknowledge their plight, for his heart is colder than Tivian ice. Instead, he let out a guttural howl of victory, the shock of which snuffed out the life of those poor dying workers, and then he bounded away, moving from roof to roof, back toward the streets, and this was where I thought this chapter would end, until I heard the music. The grinding metal of the music of the overseers echoed from the nearby alleyways, and I knew there would soon be a fight. With only my sense of duty to the fallen citizens of Dunwall to keep my fear from overtaking me, I inched closer to the mouth of the alley for a better vantage. A brave contingent of overseers had captured one of Dowd's lieutenants lurking in the alley. He or she, for I could not tell beneath the thick leather of the industrial whaler suit, was prone and tied with sturdy ropes, surrounded overseers. But their fixation was ultimately their undoing. Dowd fell from above, moving through the air as easily as a falcon. I swear it upon my spirit. Without sound, he glided down among them, and the music maker was the first to die as Dowd tore the man's head from his shoulders. The wretched song faded in a discordant wail. Then I watched as the most notorious assassin of our time became a flurry of leather, metal, and blood, deflecting bullets and sword blades with ease. The last overseer, no doubt consumed with terror at seeing his brothers fall so easily, sank to his knees and begged for mercy. Dowd spoke a single word that made my entrails squirm in my belly upon hearing it. The overseer shrieked like a madman until his mask split in two as though struck by some hammer and chisel, and a stream of blood gushed forth from the crack, bathing Dowd's boots. I closed my eyes at that point, too overwhelmed to witness any further atrocity. I could only hope that if that foul heretic discovered me next, my life would end swiftly. But when I opened my eyes, Dowd was nowhere to be seen. That was the last I ever saw of the Knife of Dunwall. So, heed my warning, gentle reader. Should you or anyone you love witness some misshapen shadow fall across your path, or should you hear the slightest rumor of dark words whispered from the rooftops, then flee, flee with all haste. A survivor's tale.
This will hold while we're away. Anything short of cannon fire.
Let's hope it won't come to that.
Interesting. Now, I do have an item to pick up here. There it is. There's a rune on top of this shelf for some reason. Yeah. There's our rune, because if you head off straight away, you miss that one. I reckon we'll upgrade to one of these two next, but we'll see.
What are you going to do when Corvo arrives?
He won't make it past the Weepers and the river crusts. The city's changed since he was the royal protector.
Nice. I appreciate the extra bit of dialogue and things to find in the world building there before we head into our actual mission. That was nice.
Is it time to go, sir?
It is time to go. Go to Coldridge Prison. Okay. Choosing your mark. There's still a whole other 200 coins to be found in this area. Didn't kill anyone. That's good. Special actions. Defeated Corvo in a dream. I think that means you can actually lose, interestingly enough. Okay. So choosing your mark is like the first mission, but it's more like an introduction, which is kind of cool. It sets everything up. We're back at Coldridge Prison. A stay of execution for Lizzie. You need Lizzie Stride's boat to reach Delilah's stronghold at Brigmore Manor. Unfortunately, the leader of the Dead Eels gang is locked up in Coldridge Prison, and you've got to break her out.
Delilah doesn't leave Brigmore Manor anymore. She doesn't have to. Which means I have to come to her. The manor's upriver, far out past the quarantine line. I'll need a ship. I've lived in Dunwall's underworld a long time. I know the players, gang leaders, madams, corrupt officials. But what I need is a smuggler who knows the river, someone I can trust. It's a reflection of Dunwall, or perhaps myself, that after all these years, the best choice I have is Lizzie Stride. And Lizzie Stride is in jail.
She looks like she has gone through some stuff, that's for sure. Alright, we have our favors. This is normal, the mission prep. We have upgrades. So, we got 1190 coins. Favors. Overseer Dowd. You are disguised as an overseer. An overseer has been summoned to Coldridge Prison. Your contacts will intercept him and send you in his place. That's nice. A misplaced rune, and a forged requisition. Forged requisition orders allow your contact to deliver stun mines to the prison. The key to the munitions lockers will be hidden nearby. Well, we'll get the rune. Heretical artifacts. Let's do the overseer thing. That sounds fun. Upgrades. Bone charm capacity once again. And I reckon I should also leave it at that for next time, I think. Yeah, we've got a couple of stun mines. We've got enough health. Alright. Sounds good to me. Retaining our previous equipment is very useful.
This should get me in the front door at least. Looks like I'll need to check in with those guards by the gate.
Yeah, overseer get up will only get me so far. I love that mask design, it's so cool. The art direction of Dishonored is very, very cool. Alright, we are disoriented by magic because they're playing it over the loudspeakers, which is a very smart tactic. I wonder how we'd be getting in normally, like down there maybe, and we'd have to go up and around.
You want the interrogation room. That's where it happened.
I could imagine that this would be the alternate path down here. We'd go up and around to sneak in.
About time, Overseer. We sent for you hours ago.
There was a problem with the waterlock.
Fine. Listen up. The incident took place in the interrogation room. Cross the yard and keep going straight. Anything else is off limits. Understand? Don't go exploring. Don't speak to the prisoners. We're not here to listen to you preach. Don't forget you're in Coldridge now, not the Abbey. We asked you here for one reason.
I'll be gone before you know it.
Yeah, we're in, baby.
So Corvo came through here, yet the gate still hasn't been repaired.
Who needs a gate? If anyone tries to escape now, they'll be vaporized. Arc pylons, Sokolov's latest.
That's if they're operational. The second you run out of whale oil tanks, you're defenseless, and the prisoner goes straight out to the bridge.
Exactly. Which is why we drained the waterlock. No one survives that fall again.
Still, the Lord Regent won't tolerate another escape. We have to be extra careful.
I like that explanation of it's not going to be easy, because this is the door that we blew open to escape from here as Corvo. I recognize this immediately.
Guard, open the gate.
Remember that an overseer has been summoned to address the situation in the interrogation room. Until the overseer arrives, no one is to enter the interrogation room. The prisoner cells are off limits to overseers and other visitors. No exceptions.
Don't look at me. I don't know anything about what happened.
God damn it.
I need to put pull on my hotkey as well. This character is busy.
They don't hesitate to kill their own.
I want to look in the... I look in there. Oh, damn. Can I open this door?
You there, move along!
What if I open... Oh, quick save. What if I open this door? Oh, Jesus. Yep, we're actually just...
You refused to pursue Corvo into the sewer complex on the day of his escape. You displayed cowardice in the face of a national crisis. And I hereby sentence you to death. Ready. Take aim. Fire!
Oh, in the ass.
Watch Officer Thorpe. You provided Corvo Attano the means of his escape, and have confessed to receiving both money and plague serum in return. For high treason, I hereby sentence you to death. Ready. Take aim. Fire. It's finished. Stand down. The Lord Regent to convey to you his personal thanks for carrying out this sentence. It hasn't been easy, but we can all take comfort in your justice being done.
Is the voice coming from this guy?
Corvo will be caught.
It's not him talking.
Same treatment. Right, men? Back. Double ration of whiskey tonight.
Double ration of whiskey tonight. I'm like, who the hell is talking?
These guys won't help me if I'm caught in a restricted wing.
Oh, is this guy talking? So that was cool to witness, at least. No trouble killing their own. Right, I guess we should stick to where we're supposed to be then. Additional security installations along the execution yard wall are complete. Additional work on the main gate will continue throughout the coming days. All workers must show identification for the duration of the construction.
A reminder.
Executions of personnel responsible for enabling the escape of the former Lord Protector will continue today. The execution yard remains off limits unless otherwise specified.
Coldridge prison.
All logbook entries must contain the prison name and the destination cell number. The logbook is in the guard booth between sections C and D. Do not neglect to log every prisoner transfer. Failure to do so is a punishable offense.
Just go to the interrogation. See for yourself.
Unidentified or unauthorized persons on the premises.
So we know that the logbook is in a particular location between C and D.
What is wrong with you? What's wrong with me? You met the firing squad. No one knows what actually happened.
Didn't they do it?
Hamrick Drink said he chose a bad day to sleep in. Morris lost his nerve at the sewer gates. Neither of them knew anything. They died to satisfy the Lord Regent's office.
And Officer Thorpe?
Thorpe slipped him the key. Everyone knows that. He got weak. They paid him off, but he couldn't tell us who it was. And believe me, he wanted to by the end.
You've seen Corvo train, haven't you? Once he had the key, there was no stopping him. And the way he went off that bridge? How do you stop a man who'll make a jump like that? Like he doesn't care.
Or like he's more than human.
You think he's
I think we played that overseer noise for a reason. I think there's more happening here than any of us know.
Good talk.
All in Section B are under quarantine until further notice. Prisoners who have been
Oh my god.
transferred from Section B will
Is this Timsh?
for signs of infection.
This mask won't fool an Arc Pylon.
Sign notarized deposition. I've sent word to the Lord Regent's office. None of you understand what I can do to you. It's almost laughable, isn't it? When you think about it, you're signing your own death warrants. Let me out! Let me out of here!
I can't let you through here.
Oh,
Understand?
but I want to see Timsh. Timsh is in prison and he's screaming. Section B will remain closed until the conclusion of the investigation into the escape of Corvo Atano. Guess I could blink all the way up and over. That would surprise everybody.
Only prison personnel beyond this point. No exceptions.
Tell me again what
You want the
did with
interrogation
Slack John's
room.
Bottle Street
That's where it
West.
happened.
You're such a choffer.
I'm not saying it would be easy, but I can do it once the cell doors open. In the first
Head
rush,
directly
I'll take
across the
you.
yard and through the door. It's in the interrogation room. And don't forget, the rest of the prison is off.
Excuse me, what the fuck?
Right.
Let's just chill in here? Okay. Got it. The corrupted ones aren't in order. Where is that? Okay. Weird. I can't see... Oh, maybe that wasn't a corrupted... Oh, it was Fleet Fighter. Alright, for some reason I thought that it was a corrupted rune. It's just a normal one. There's our misplaced rune. I need to figure out how to get that, actually. Another rune there. Can I get that? I should be able to get that now, I think.
Either way, you'd have to be lucky.
Oh, damn. I guess this is like the problem with the Overseer disguise. Is, it's all the way down here, so I've got to go down here to go and get it. It's a good thing I went and checked. Got the body. Yeah, alright. They're like, sir, what's that Overseer doing down there? He's just randomly walking around the bottom for some reason. He's decided to go on a fucking walk. So I guess this is where you, like, potentially start the mission if you don't do the Overseer thing. Do my slow crawl up because I am disrupted. Don't mind me, everyone. Just taking a slight walk for a rune. Perfectly innocent.
You got a prowler on the loose.
The sound she made, it was like...
Let me know if you want to take my patrol.
Why is
You
no
always
one making
amuse me.
rounds over here?
Right through there. Can't miss it. None of the guards that went in to question her came out.
I'll be careful.
I can't let you through here. Understand?
Keep the Hatters away from the eels. The one in Section D, Cell 11, tried to attack that former dead eel leader again. We can't afford any additional investigations or mistakes right now, so keep them apart. A lot of whale oil laying around. Oh. It's alright. I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to have fun in the forbidden areas after this. Oh god, this looks interesting in here. And I get a rune in here too, lucky me.
What happened here?
What the fuck? Find out what happened during the interrogation. Well, this looks fun. Got the interrogation log. Some nice little ingots. That's a lot of coin. Brigmore chest key. Interrogation log 425. Excerpt from interrogation logs at Coldridge Prison, the month of Nets. Prisoner 354A9123. Location of collaborator and theft of goods. Heated metal bolt supplied to the feet. Promising response at first, but the subject lost consciousness due to shock. Confession to vandalism, sleep deprivation, disorientation, subject falsely confessed to crime, as well as other unrelated acts. Location of a weapon cache tied to attacks on river patrol checkpoints. Water tank. Tank mechanism malfunction, subject drowned. Name of conspiracy organizer. Engagement with phobia. Spiders. Subject divulged the information before the hatch to the spider basket was even opened. Damn. Always use spiders.
Is she strapped in right? Good. Doesn't look like much, does she? Comfortable? Alright, we'll get this done. Let's start with how you got into Dunwall Tower in the first place. Was it one of the servants that let you in? One of the guards? Nothing? Alright. Corporal, use the hammer. That's right. The smaller one. Can't really tell if she felt that. Don't want to break anything. Let's try again. How did you... Wait. You hear a kind of ringing in your ears? What's happening to her face? Is she going to... Oh no! Oh no! Shoot her! Shoot her! Shoot!
Jesus. Normal. Lieutenant Wright, the hatter we brought in, was trying to stash this loot in the canal when we busted him. Looks like he's the one who hit Lord Brimmon's carriage a few nights back. So far, he has not named his accomplices, but he will once he gets his turn in the interrogation room. Document everything and then deliver it to the Lord Regent's office and make sure none of it gets lost along the way, or it's both our heads. Ashfield. Damn. Then look at all of this stuff. I guess we're going up and out of here. Learn Lizzie Stride's location. Well, get much out of this, so we'll have to go for the logbook then.
You're free to go. This is the Abbey's problem now.
Do whatever you need to do. I'm not sticking around. And don't leave any, what do you call it, black magic lying around. I don't want to be cursed or anything.
Okay. I have to get this logbook, so it's time to do Forbidden Zone.
This area is off limits.
Fun times. Okay. Time to have some fun in the Forbidden Zone. This is gonna be fun. Let's check in with some prisoners, see what they have to say about things.
All prison personnel will stay clear of the interrogation room until the representative from the Abbey has certified it is free of any heretical corruption.
I want to see if we can find Timsh, because he was screaming about stuff. Are there any guards around here, or are we good? Oh, there's a guard. There's another guard. There's another one. Confirmed a few guards. It's locked from that side, but not this side.
Where's Harold? He's not in his cell.
Check the log. We've been moving people around to make room for the politicals.
This never happened under the Empress.
Someone will hear you. And it wasn't easy with the Empress around. She'd hold inspections with the Royal Protector trailing after her.
I wish we'd taken care of him. He knows our faces. He could come back any time.
Need that logbook, fellas. Ammunition locker key. Okay.
You messed with the wrong guy.
Shut up already. Winston Fogarty removed. Elizabeth Stride moved to D24. Lucas Penrose moved to D11. Jane Cochrane temporarily removed. Outpost key. We have a location. Cell D24. And the cell control system. Which I guess will be to get everything open.
Taunt me. Just wait until there's no bars between us. That'll be a good day.
I would assume that it is best to just take out any guards I find and hide them, so I don't accidentally wander back into one of them later. So I guess we want to get to cell control. So I want to go up, but I gotta be careful not to encounter guards, so we might do the staircase route and then go up and over. I would assume that Timsh would be somewhere around here, considering we heard him crying out, but I don't know if it's his voice only or whether we'd actually be able to see him. I'd have to take out some guards to be sure of it. How do I get in here? I guess once I open up, like, cell control, I'll be able to open up everything. I'll have to make a note of that. Alright, I'm gonna leave him. Where'd he go? Oh, there. I'll just leave him there. There's a guard up there. I feel like they'll be able to see me through the floor.
Or arc pylon is for use only by personnel trained in proper imprisonment.
Don't see me. This is not really a good idea. This is not a good idea. Being perched up here. Because I can't get over to this guy easily, and he's just gonna walk down here anyway, so oh no, never mind. Didn't. Unexpected place. Alright. I'll get you. That's alright, I got you, Bubby. That's a lot of upgrades in there. Yeah, we be playing poker in here, okay. Guards have their little poker room. I get it. I get it. The corrupted charm is underneath me. Okay. Again, that'll have to be a job for me opening the cells. So, cell control system. Now, if I drop in on this guy, he's gonna have questions.
All cells in Section B are under quarantine until further notice. Prisoners who have been transferred from Section B will be observed for signs of infection.
Someone is trying to escape! Shit! Gotta get out of here.
Hey, you suck. looking for Timsh, but I can't see him.
The Sokolov radial interdiction device, or ARC pylon, is for use only by personnel trained in proper imprinting procedures.
Lovely. Okay. Oh, I think there he is. We found him. This would be funny.
Who's there? Are you a guard? You're not, are you? Listen, I'm a powerful man. All you have to do is trip the mechanism to open this cell, and anything you want will be yours. There's been a terrible mistake, and once it's been corrected, I'll control half the city.
You stop trying to...
Please pay attention. Who are you? A kitchen worker? A groundskeeper? This is the chance of your miserable lifetime.
This is really strange that this guy... Like, I'm assuming that he just didn't re-record different dialogue if I'm in Overseer disguise. Because it seems silly that he would look at a guy dressed as an Overseer and be like, what are you, a kitchen worker?
All cells in
Like, okay, buddy.
under quarantine.
It's a shame that I can't be like, hey, by the way,
Prisoners who have been transferred from Section B.
it's Dowd. The good barrister Timsh has no money. They took all of his stuff when they threw him in here. Don't bother listening to his bribes.
Will be observed for signs of
That's so good. More logbook stuff. Alright. Time for me to get up and over.
Just give me the one chance. I'll never ask anything again.
How good's this person's eyesight through the bars? Not very good. Okay. Gotta wait for this guard to move so I can get back there. Yep. So I can get back out of the forbidden area. Okay. Now the plan is to get to this control system.
This controls all the cell doors.
Okay. Oh, I get to choose. That's cool. Alright, I get to choose. So, I was wondering that, like, would it just open up every cell? Damn, I probably should have taken note of all those other cells then. Set first tumbler to match the cell section letter. Second and third tumblers to the cell number. Pull lever to confirm selection. Ensure that each cell opening request and selection are verbally confirmed. Okay. Damn. That's D24. Oh man. Which ones had the stuff in it? Okay. So D24 will open what we need. Cell D24 is open, baby. Procedures following the escape of Corvo Etano. Following the escape of Corvo, the council appointed by the Lord Regent has decided it is of the utmost importance to increase security measures at Coldridge Prison. The recommendations made by this report include structural measures such as increasing the height of walls, sealing ventilation shafts, and ensuring sewer entrances are inaccessible. Additionally, staffing at the site must be increased to thoroughly cover all exits and maintain observation of all major corridors. Special addendum: in addition to the new measures outlined herein, the Council has consulted both the Abbey of the Everyman and the Royal Physician Anton Sokolov, who is also the head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy, asking for guidance and equipment in the handling of those cases which are more exotic in nature. While we have dismissed reports of the supernatural in the past as old wives' tales and lunatic hearsay, recent months have convinced us that there are matters afoot that we do not fully understand. As such, prison executive personnel are encouraged to welcome the presence of both the overseers and anyone working under Sokolov's technical guidance. Now, something I must do is I now have to something which I now must do is go and find out the cell details of all those other ones I wanted to open. Because I was kind of under the impression it would just do a prison break, everyone would just be released. But it makes so much more sense this way. Now, it means that we'll be doing a couple of trips back and forth. So let's go take a look. I guess you could accidentally freeze some of these people as well, which would be very interesting. Alright, so... how do we check the... C-18? Okay, so you can see it on the ground. Alright, so... A10. I'm gonna write these down. I'm gonna write these down and I'm gonna open them and then I'm gonna release them. Okay, so we'll be opening up A10 and A13. So I'm gonna open up. Ta-da! Cell A10 is open. And we will also open up A13. Ta-da! There's items in A13 and a charm in A10. And then there is another bone charm for us to get elsewhere out in the beginning area. Ooh, crafty. Dead Hatter with a tripwire setup. Interesting. Oh. I'm like, what the fuck?
This better be worth it.
Yummy. Corrupted charm. Witch's skin. When taking damage, your mana is drained before your health, and mana does not regenerate. There's our corrupted charm. The sounds of the charm are usually pretty easy to detect, but for some reason I'm struggling to detect it. So I'm like looking for the sound. I'm like, where is it? Alright. Do you think I would be able to drop down here and not be questioned? I'm gonna do it.
Bring your arm!
Guards, to me!
Without hesitation. They're like, how the fuck did you randomly appear here? Okay, that worked. Right, I'm good. And of course, the bone charm is in this yard that I am not allowed in. Great. Alright. This dude's gonna see me go through here. Oh, and we're disoriented by Overseer music out here as well. Okay. Literal only reason we're out here is to get a bone charm. So I can't even use my overseer magic to find said charm. It was like, I think it's gonna be under the thing. There it is. Blood Ox Heart. We have max mana slightly increased. I will take that. Okay. Now I have to get out of here. Ideally the way that we came, but looks like I'm going a different way. Oh yeah. Okay. I could do this. There we go. I'll head back in this way. Perfect. There you go. I got the bone charm from out there. And now we can go and check in with Lizzie Stride. Craziness. Lizzie Stride. Let's have a look here, shall we? Cell open. Oh, you are.
Stride.
Okay.
She's in rough shape.
Restrained. That's why opening the cell door is fine.
Chance. I'll never ask anything again.
Hello. You sleeping?
Wake up, Lizzie.
I'm not telling shit. Wait. Who?
Down.
Is that right? Whoever sent you, I'll pay double.
I've come to break you out. You can owe me the favor.
What kind of favor?
Doesn't matter. You'll be dead in another day here.
What kind?
It's just a boat trip. Upriver. Past the blockades.
Then you're out of luck. My boat, the Undine, now belongs to someone else. My second-in-command double-crossed me and took it. A little shit named Edgar Wakefield.
It's a situation I'm familiar with. Can you walk?
Get me out of this damn thing and I'll fly. I can pay you to get rid of Wakefield.
It'll be my pleasure. Come on.
I'll just get my tiara.
Alright. Lizzie's woke. She has woken. Now I release her from the restraints.
Pull that lever. It'll undo the shackles.
Getting you out of here is going to be the interesting part. Okay, now what?
Down. I think I...
Oh!
I'll have to carry her out.
Oh. Okay, well, sure. That makes sense. Alright. Off we go. Oh, this is fun. I mean... oh shit, sorry. There's probably not a better way to do this. You know, she's not going to follow you. Right, simply out of curiosity. I'm assuming the mission will just fail immediately. But just simply out of curiosity, we've done a quick save. Yeah. There it is. I was like, wait a minute. It didn't end immediately. Alright, well, we're going to try this route. Should we let out the, we'll go and let out the barrister to cause a distraction. I feel like that would be a very valid method. You could break a bunch of prisoners out and have a prison break. But then it would put the guards on a high alert,
Radio interdiction device.
which is probably a little bit unnecessary. We're looking for...
is for use only by personnel trained in proper...
You know, it could be... Oh, God. It could be good for a distraction. But I feel like it'll just put all the guards on edge. But we should be able to just get out this way. How we got the bone charm, we just have to be careful because of the music. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oh yeah. That's close. The way that the character turned. Oh man, why do you have to be here? Tension. Oh! Who saw me?
I know you're somewhere around here.
Jesus. Wait. Fuck. Where did his body go? Okay. Fuck. So... Oh. So that guy just turned around and saw me in the dark, unfortunately, and then the guard was like very quick to come to his aid. Did his body go up here? Where the fuck did his body go? What in the world? All the bodies keep disappearing. The sewers beneath Dunwall. Across the generations, the aqueducts and tunnels beneath the city of Dunwall have served a variety of purposes. In the earliest days of the city's history, several primary canals were used to channel river overflow during times of flooding. For a time, it was fashionable for wealthy aristocrats to commission underground water passages, giving them access to their estates from the Wrenhaven River and its minor tributaries. Over the years, these tunnels began to interconnect, sometimes by design and sometimes by accident. The history of the tunnel system is rich. As every schoolchild is taught, rebels used the sewers extensively during the Morley insurrection. As discussed in popular bar songs, lovers often find privacy in some of the cleaner entry points, with fresh air brought in on the winds from the river itself. On a darker note, in addition to seeing traffic from gangs and smugglers, it is rumoured that the current Royal Spymaster himself, Hiram Burrows, has a network of informants who know the twists and turns of the sewer system by heart. Until recent times, the older tunnels suffered from repeated collapse, creating sinkholes that occasionally consumed entire street corners. The current system rarely suffers from such calamity, since the sewers were reinforced and expanded by the city planning department during the rule of Emperor Euhorn Coldwood I. I was like, maybe the body ended up on the roof somehow, because it has disappeared from sight. But sure. Oh, he's now there? What? Oh no, that's the guy that was shot and killed. I was like, wait a minute, what? Now I've confused myself. Yeah, we have a case of the disappearing body. Up you get. Let's get out of here, shall we? They'll be none the wiser. Please get up. There we go. Alright, now I gotta be careful about these guys, but I should be okay to just drop down and head to the sewer entrance for an escape. There we go. This guy will just be like looking off the side here. Lovely. Overseer disguise, baby. Good show. Break Lizzie straight out of Coldridge.
See that her wounds get attention.
It will be done. All quiet, sir. Ready to go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Nice. Alright. Not bad. A stay of execution for Lizzie. One dead or unconscious body was found. We maintained the Overseer disguise, leaving no evidence behind. We learned about the Brigmore Witch's interrogation. We didn't kill anyone. Ghost was never detected. We did get detected, I guess, yeah. Not bad at all. We got our runes, we got our charms, and some coin. And that is the Coldridge Prison mission of this DLC complete, as well as the introductory level in Dowd's Hideout. So thank you so much for joining me for the first episode of the Brigmore Witches. That was a fun little revisit to the Coldridge Prison experience, and it looks like we'll be getting a a little bit of revenge on Lizzie's part to get this boat before we head to the Brigmore Manor. So we're not there just yet. So I'll be curious. I'm assuming maybe the Brigmore Manor itself would be like the final mission that we experience. So there might be 3 missions again, like Knife of Dunwall. Get Lizzie, get boat, go to Brigmore Manor sort of thing. That might be the setup. So I'm excited to see how it will resolve. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.